Hi guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Ginny, and as always, I thank you very much for choosing to spend some time with me. Before I forget, I want to show you guys today I am wearing my first version of, you're not going to get a very good picture of this. This is my first version of the I Am Rainbow sweatshirt. I made the pullover version, I made it too long. This pattern has a length on it, and then to make it like the longer lengths that they show in the pictures, you just decide how long you want it and you elongate the pattern pieces. I have a habit of going too long or sometimes not long enough. But anyways, most of the time it's too long, and that's the case with this one. It comes like mid-calf, and so I'm going to shorten it probably about 4 inches. I wanted to try it as is and wear it with a pair of boots and see if I liked it just the length that it is. But it's freezing cold out today and I have no desire to leave my house, so I don't know how it looks with boots. I only know how it looks with slippers, and with slippers it looks too long. So I may or may not shorten it, but I think I'm going to end up shortening it about 4 inches. This one, by the way, is in a stretch velvet that came from Haberman Fabrics. This was just in my stash. I didn't have any plans for it. I got it for very little money and I had a ton of it, so I thought this was a good thing to try it with. I will make this again. I definitely want to make the zip front version. You know what? My camera's bugging me. Hang on one second. There, I think that's better. Sorry. So, I will make this again. I do have a double knit I want to use to make the zip front version of this, so I will work on that soon. However, I'm not working on it right now. I'm not working on any sewing right now. This whole week has been really dedicated to reworking my sewing room because for Christmas this year, my husband bought me 2 big IKEA bookcases that I'm turning into a base for my cutting table. They came really early. The way our Christmas works is I give my husband a list of things that he can choose from, and he gives me a list I can choose from. He chose the IKEA cabinet things, and of course, because he will order it as soon as I give him the list so he doesn't forget, the things showed up like 2 days later. So since they were here, I felt like I should go ahead and put them together. Anyways, any of you who have put together IKEA or any flat pack furniture knows it's not really very difficult, but it can be pretty time consuming, especially like those IKEA directions don't really, like, they're not really specific. They're all like kind of pictures, so sometimes you have to figure things out a little bit. I do have my bases put together and they look really good. I'm super excited. I even have the top on it already. I was actually able to salvage the top from my old cutting table. My old cutting table was actually a ping pong table, and it just had like wire legs, so this will be much nicer and have a lot more functionality because I just have a ton of places to store stuff. However, the only thing I have left to do is put together the drawers and doors. So I'm almost done with it. I'm super excited, but once I'm done with it, then I have to like reorganize all the stuff that I had in different bins and places around the room so that they can all fit in there and everything can be nice and neat and tucked away. So I'm super excited about that. Meanwhile, you guys will, those of you who watch me regularly may remember maybe a month or so ago, I was trying to do a upcycle on a pair of thrift store pants I bought. They turned out to be a pretty big disaster. But I was really interested in doing some more projects like that, so I decided to do a little research. And here is what I came up with. I ended up buying 3 new books. The first one is this one here called Wayward Threads. This is by a woman named Lorri and Scott. She does have a lot of suggestions in here for what to look for if you're going to go out shopping. Also how to clean up old fibers and things like that. Looking for different kinds of embellishments and things. She also has some instructions on how to use regular patterns on thrifted pieces. She also has a good section on how to, just some directions on different ways you can cut up different pieces and reassemble them in different ways. So she does have some really good ideas in here. To me, this is more inspirational. She does have a lot of embellishment techniques, and she's got a very Tina Gibbons vibe. So if you like that, you might like this book a lot. I did think she had some really good ideas. She has a lot of stuff with old textiles as opposed to just old clothing, like tablecloths, dish towels, that sort of thing, which I'm always collecting at yard sales usually. So anyway, she has some really good ideas. This is a pretty good book. I'm not sure it's really what I was looking for, but it's pretty good. The next one I got was this one here called Refashioned, Cutting Edge Clothing from Upcycled Materials by Sass Brown. This book is also really inspirational. However, it's really a book about designers around the world who use upcycled materials for their designs. Now, there are a lot of different artists and designers in here that are very, very interesting. And like I said, it's really good. Some really, really good ideas. Very inspirational, but no actual direction. So it's not like a sewing book at all. If you're just looking for inspiration, I can see how this would be really beneficial. Even, yeah, I think I would call this mostly just inspirational, but not worth the money. I mean, I can't remember how much this was, maybe $24 US or something like that. So that was book number 2. Book number 3 I got was this one here called The Refashioned Wardrobe. Sew Your Own Stylish Sustainable Clothes, and this is by somebody named Portia Lowrie. Now, this book also has some really good ideas in it. She does have a few tips and tricks at the beginning in terms of sourcing your materials, dyeing, and things like that. And then the rest of the book is really dedicated to projects she's come up with. And she tells you pretty specifically how to use the specific garments she's talking about to upcycle into her new garments. I found this really pretty helpful because I do get a little bit caught up sometimes when I'm upcycling something or attempting to upcycle something. Like, I get a little caught up on how exactly to go about it. Like, I know, like, some things need to be dismantled and some things don't need to be dismantled. Trying to figure that out ahead of time is sometimes a little where I get a little caught up. In addition to that, she does say, sorry, I have a frog in my throat. She does have a whole section in here on doing a capsule wardrobe. And it's your typical, like, program for a capsule wardrobe where you take everything out of your closet and you sort it into things you want to keep, things you definitely don't, in this case, things you definitely don't want to keep, and things that you don't want to keep but that you can refashion. And that really appeals to me because I really, really, really need to clean out my closet. A couple of you guys have mentioned in the last, like, month or so that you suspect I have a huge wardrobe, and I do. The problem is that because I make a lot of clothes for this channel, I end up with a lot of stuff that there's nothing wrong with it. It just ends up being stuff that I don't reach for. So I'm hoping, using this method that she has here, I'm actually going to do it this time. I'm one of those people who's tried the whole pull your wardrobe out and sort it thing before. Only I've never actually done that. I usually just go through my closet and, like, pull out the things that I don't want to wear anymore. I don't ever actually take it all out and look at it and see exactly what I have and what I'm missing. I'm probably not missing much, I have to be honest. But I am really excited to do this because I think this will give me an opportunity to really rework some of those garments that I already have, the fabrics of which I really love, and I don't want to just get rid of them. So I'm hoping that this will be a way for me to sort of remake some of those things in a more interesting and mostly a more usable way. Now, I know a lot of you guys actually are really, have done a lot of refashioning and upcycling already. I just have not done a lot of that. So for a lot of you, this stuff may be old news. But let me just tell you that in addition to the 3 books that I did purchase, there is another book called Fashion Upcycling by Isabel Hilado, and a 4th book called Thrift Flip by a gal named April Young. She also has a YouTube video here, a YouTube channel here called Coolirpa. See, I'll just link everything below for you guys, just so you know. I didn't buy this book because her YouTube channel, she has great ideas. But she tends to focus, her styles tend to be a lot more youthful than I would go for. Not that that matters, because you can really just get ideas. But it's just not usually where I go. Also, she tends to do a lot of, what's it called? Cosplay stuff. So if you happen to do that kind of stuff, or if you have kids or friends or somebody who does that kind of stuff, that channel might be of real interest to you. In addition to that, I did find a few other, well, I've been watching a few other YouTube channels that I thought I would share with you guys. One of them, of course, is Paganoonoo, and I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Michelle Paganini. She's the designer behind Paganoonoo. She has a line of patterns for upcycling, primarily men's shirts. I think her patterns are available on Etsy, but again, I'll link them below. I don't have a lot of men's shirts. So her particular styles have never really resonated with me just because of that. However, I did watch a ton of her videos here on YouTube, and I found them really helpful just in terms of figuring out how to go about getting things undone and then redone, and ideas for using different pieces. Like, she uses shirt sleeves in a really interesting way that I hadn't thought of. So things like that I found very helpful from her. Who else? Thoughtful Creativity, and you know what, I cannot remember this gal's name. She's her channel is called Thoughtful Creativity. She's adorable. She's super chipper and friendly, and she comes up with some really good ideas. She has a lot of good ideas, not just for upcycling, but for drafting your own patterns, sewing in general. But she does do a lot of really good, she makes a lot of use out of her leftovers. So if you haven't seen her channel before, you'll definitely want to check that out. And then a newer one to me is one called, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Luz, L-U-Z. It's called Luz Upcycles. I suspect that Luz is probably about my age. She has a similar style vibe. So I found her upcycles to be really interesting and really fun, and a lot of times I've only watched a few of her videos, but it seems to me like she did like her projects more than once, and then you could see like the difference that she used in that, the difference in the way she put them together or the fabrics she chose, and that I found really inspirational and also very helpful in terms of just fixating in my mind ideas for myself. There's another one, I'm gonna get this one wrong too. This channel is, I'm going to say Mee Ya, M-E-E-Y-A. This channel doesn't have any voiceover. It's all done to music. But you can totally find like some incredible, this person does some incredible refashions. So, and I watch them all the time. I've been watching this channel for a long time. Definitely check them out. So I know there are probably a million more places to find upcycling and refashioning ideas. Like I said, this is more of a new area for me. If you have other YouTube channels or books or anything that that you use as resources for when you're upcycling or refashioning, please leave us a link to them or a name or something below so I can go check those out. One last thing before I go. There was a blog, and I'm going to put the name up here and also below. This woman, some of her blog is not in English and some of it is, but she does a lot of upcycling in like an Alabama Channin kind of way. Alabama Channin, I think. An Alabama Channin kind of way. So if you're interested in more that kind of thing, then you'll definitely want to check out her her blog. She doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything. It's just a blog. And gosh, I thought there was something else. All right, so I guess that is all I have. Like I said, I'm sorry I don't have any actual sewing for you this week. I'm not 100% sure I'll have any sewing for you next week either, because next week I am going to do my closet clean out, and maybe what I'll do is do my closet clean out and then show you guys what the results are. Until then, I wish you guys all happy sewing.